Probably gonna take pictures. Give me a picture.
Alright, so as most of the people are just about filled in here now, welcome to the inside of Crystal Cave. Crystal Cave was accidentally discovered on November 12, 1871 by two farmers that were blasting for limestone. Back then the cave looked very different. There were no stairs, walkways, railings, or even lights, and you'd actually be standing in about 1.5 feet of thick mud. And the best part of that is, you'd be wearing your Sunday's best. Back then when people came to the cave, it was a very special occasion, so they were always dressed up, and most of the time when people came here back then, they were either wearing a suit and loafers or heels and a dress. But this right here was one of, if not the first, major formations that those farmers would have seen. We call this our upside down ice cream cone. The name's pretty self-explanatory, but this is known as a stalagmite, and then right above that is known as a stalactite. There's a pretty easy way to remember them. A stalactite will hold tight to the ceiling, and then a stalagmite, you might trip over it. That is formed by dripstone, which is just when water drips down from all of these stalactites, and over thousands and thousands of years, it'll grow to look something like that. And that one's about 84,000 years old, and only grows 1 inch or so every 300 to 500 years. It's about the size of a Hershey Kiss in all that time. This is just about exactly what it looked like when those farmers first found it, and it will look the exact same once we leave the cave, so I wouldn't get your hopes up if you're expecting this to look any different once we leave. But over here on this area, this is what we call flowstone. So the main difference between flowstone and dripstone is that dripstone, it drips down from stalactite, creating a stalagmite down below. But with this, the water flows down an entire wall, and minerals get deposited pretty much all over it evenly. And on this one area, it's a bit more of a pearly white color. Compared to this area, it's a bit more gray and brown and eroded. Back then, early tours were so dangerous, and in some areas, they would kind of touch the walls a lot. It was so dark in here, so they didn't really know where they were going. They would kind of feel their way around the cave. And that caused a lot of damage to pretty much this entire wall from the entrance down towards the end. But this area right here is more damaged than the rest. We like to think that it's because they used to rub this part for good luck. Sounds a bit silly, but they might have done that, and it might have given them good luck, but it obviously did not give our cave good luck, and it left this mark that will never look the same as it used to. We don't know exactly what caused this area to be more damaged for sure, but that's just kind of what people think. But you can kind of see it's all eroded away, and the formations are water-based, and oil and water don't mix. So if enough people touch those formations and enough oils build up, can't get the minerals in the water it would normally get, and it starts to dry out and kind of erode away like that right there. And right over here, you can see these broken off stalactites right next to this one, or all of these ones. You can kind of see all those. They didn't have a souvenir shop back then, so tour guides would let tourists come in here with saws, and they would saw off all these stalactites and take them home as souvenirs. And they thought they'd grow back in a week or two, but it's been about 150 years, and they're all still just about that exact same size and shape. It just kind of shows you how slowly everything grows in the cave. It just kind of puts it all into perspective a little bit. But that's just about it for this room.
Okay guys, we're going to the next room. Wow. That's cool. Oh my god. That is incredible.
Don't go over there, honey.
Yeah.
Don't go down there. No, when you fall down the hole. Just take a peek.
Those farmers found that out, and they thought this would be the perfect place to store all their crops. So they stored all their vegetables here and a little bit of meat, but after about 3 days, pretty much everything spoiled. Just too humid and wet down here, and it really isn't that cold down here, so unfortunately everything started to spoil and they had to take it out of the cave. But some people like to say they left a few things here for us, like right up here we've got our moldy green beans. We might have a carrot over here. And then we got our giant portobello mushroom right over here. And any of you don't like vegetables, that's alright, because right up here we've also got some cave bacon. That's actually known as drapery. It's a type of flowstone. It flows down a diagonal ceiling and it gives it that urban-like shape. And actually, speaking of this ceiling, it isn't the original ceiling to this room. If you look up, you can see it's on this big slant. It actually fell in an earthquake about 500,000 years ago, and that is known as a drop rock. And the earthquake it fell in was probably at least an 8.5 or above on the Richter scale, which first of all, earthquakes like that are insanely strong, and they're also insanely rare in Pennsylvania. There hasn't really ever been one actually recorded in this area. This is just kind of an estimate of how strong it probably had to be to do so much damage. So we have nothing to worry about if you're worried about an earthquake like that happening while we're in the cave. We probably got at least 2 or 3 hours, so as long as we make it out on time, we don't have to worry about another earthquake that strong happening. No, I'm kidding. We have at least 2 or 3 weeks, so we'll be fine. But now we have a very long time, a couple thousand years. But you might have seen these red lights in here. That is known as a side passageway. And that leads back about 125 feet up towards that theater room where we all watched that movie. And it's not really worth going down there because the more you go down, the less water gets there, meaning less minerals and less crystals. And you'd have to be crawling on your stomach pretty much the entire time. Wouldn't really be that fun, so we're not going to be doing that. We will be going into our largest room. Please make sure you watch your heads and you guys could all follow me. This is our crystal ballroom, and it's the largest room in the cave. There's actually 2 parts to the name, the crystal part and the ballroom part. I'll talk a bit about the crystal part over here. If you look
so you know what it feels like.
Great, huh? Hold on to the rail. Look at that. Oh.
We're not exactly sure what caused it for because stalactites can form in plenty of different ways. You can see a bunch of them. So what we think happened was a recent earthquake, or at least recent compared to some of these other ones, caused these rocks to shift, making these stalactites unable to feed these stalagmites. And if you look closely where I'm going to shine my laser, right on that part, you may have fried eggs and avocado. When they first put these spores in, they cut those stalagmites open.
They call that stalagmite, right?
Look how cool. Ah, cool.
You probably won't want to fill in all the way as you're coming down. Once they all end up heading out, you gotta fill in this whole area. You should still be able to see everything and you get super.
Looks like a tomb. Like it almost looks like a monument for people, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is it. What is the one there? The first one? Looks like an owl almost.
Inside the mountain.
You're right. It does.
Doesn't it look like an owl?
Yeah, it does. Damn. It's freezing down here.
You're in a cave. It's always this full.
I yearn for the mines. I had to do it.
Alright, as we're all coming down, some of you want to move over here a little bit. You should still be able to see everything yet. Just right up here. All the way up there. And then right would still go up here. They just didn't have these stairs to do it. What they would do is they'd have a room around 5 of that once I turn these lights back on in just a moment.
Watch your head and turn around.
Another part of that cave, guys. Another part. Never mind, it's the same part. We are now get the free roam. I don't know if this is gonna be able to be posted on YouTube, but you know what? Oh well.
Yeah, just don't touch anything, okay?
I won't. I'm responsible for half the people on the internet anyways. Yeah, I'm just recording. Well, some other part too.
Oh, wow.
It's like almost like icing. It's almost like icing. I'm not.
Alright.
Yes.
So we've got almost everyone up here. If you're able to fill in.
Be really full of supper. Yeah, it's 54 degrees down here.
I know we're holding our progress, but we're having a
54. Finally going to the surface. See you guys when I stream it.